Spyboy, Street Flag Boys, uh, Moss Man, a Wild Man, a couple of Bone Men, uh, Big Queen, Lil Queen, Gang Flag, Big Chief, Third Chief, Trail Chief, Tribal Chief, a couple of others. So we got one of the bigger tribes in the city. One thing that our tribe like to do is stay over in Algiers on Mardi Gras Day is service to community, you know. That's what the Indian culture started out as, you know, basically servicing your community, letting your community enjoy Mardi Gras since they couldn't go out on the front street on St. Charles Avenue to see the parades. We did what we did on the back streets. And that's kind of what like the chief holds true to, service in Algiers. I first got started with the Mardi Gras Indians was the age of my grandson Cruz, right? Cruz is 5 years old right now. On that picture, he was 2. And that's 2 blocks off of St. Charles, 2 blocks off of Louisiana Avenue. And we had gone to see the Zulu parade that morning. And after we catch the Rex parade, with my daddy and all his brothers and my cousins and everybody, we go back to my grandmother's house, get some gumbo and chicken and stuff. And my Uncle Lucian, he said, let's go find the Indians. And my grandmother said, don't you take them little boys out there with y'all to go find the Indians. And I was like, I got to go, you know, I got to go. And we happened to run into 2 Mardi Gras Indian gangs meeting that day. And boy, they met, and it was so exciting. I mean, the dance, the pageantry, the drums, the music, all the action that was going on. And you know what? They had blood on the ground before I left. But it was the most fascinating thing I ever saw. And so every year after that, we went on a mission to find the Indians. After we caught the Rex and Zulu parade, we always had to go find the Indians, walk somewhere around Washington Avenue, all the way up to Harmony Street, and then back over to Shakespeare Park, you know, and all around there trying to find the different Indian tribes. And it was a treat to catch them when they met each other. In about 1989, when I started being a paralegal, my secretary then told me her boyfriend was a big chief of a Mardi Gras Indian gang. And when she told me that, I was like, look, Lisa, you gotta introduce me to Tyrone. You think he'll let me mask Indian? She was like, sure, he let you mask it. You think he gonna let me use some of his old patches? She said, yeah, all that junky stuff, all in my garage and stuff. So I met Tyrone and went up to him and said, Tyrone, I'm down. I always wanted to be a Mardi Gras Indian ever since I was a little bit boy. You know, it's something I want to do. You think you'll let me be in your tribe? He said, sure. I said, you let me use some of your old patches and stuff? He said, hell no. He said, if you want an Indian, you gotta sew. You got to sew. I looked at that stuff. I looked at that. I had been an athlete all my life. Played professional football, ran the national championships of track, but I didn't have an artistic bone in my body. I couldn't draw a stick man straight or a circle round. So I was like, oh, there's no way I can be a Mardi Gras Indian. He said, if you want to be an Indian, you gotta learn to sew. I never thought I had no life of me that I could create a suit like this. Finally, fast forward, Katrina hit. And when Katrina hit, it looked like people were making a run on the culture of New Orleans. They was gonna come in and invade and take our culture. But by that time, I'd gone to law school, and I was about to make partner in one of the prestigious law firms here in the city. And I thought to myself, I said, man, I can't let my city, the city I love so much, get taken over and we lose the cultural identity of the city. But I said, I might be able to lend my voice as an attorney to helping the Indians and the other cultural identity of the city in New Orleans gain a foothold so that they won't lose their place in the city. So I went back to Tyrone and said, Tyrone, say man, you know, I really want to lend a hand with a voice to the Mardi Gras Indians. Can you help me be a Mardi Gras Indian? He said, you ready to sew? I said, if you teach me, I'm ready to sew. If you teach me, I'm ready to sew. So he taught me, you know, and we sat down, we had to go in the backyard with a little piece of cardboard. His wife had somebody draw on a piece of cardboard. And I used to be in there sticking my hand with the little sequins and beads and stuff. That was the hardest thing I ever done. But I kept pushing because I knew it was something I wanted to do as a calling. It's that bucket list thing that I knew I wanted to do and I didn't want to see the culture die, so I got involved in it. I had limited myself prior to trying to do something. But after doing it and completing it, it put me in a position where I just strive to do more, do better. My dad always told me, never do nothing. If you're gonna do something, be the best at whatever you do, right? And so after I started beading, I just tried to get better and better and better, find out more about it and getting more in-depth knowledge about the culture and what was going on with it. And so it put me in a position where now this little boy has inspired me, so I can inspire him and tell him a story that you too can do anything you want to do in life if you just put your mind to it and put some action behind it. Right? There's no whom bow. We don't bow to nothing. We can do anything that we set our mind to do. And that's the spiritual magic of this Mardi Gras Indian suit. No whom bow, right? We're not bowing to slavery. We're not bowing to oppression. We're not bowing to any type of systemic attempt to regulate what we do, because what we do comes from the spirit, comes from an African spirit. And so we're not gonna let anyone attempt to regulate that spirit. You can't cage a bird. A bird deserves to fly free. And that's what this Mardi Gras Indian culture does. We fly free.
I the one they talk about.
Yes,
I make the man shout.
yes.
Whoa,
Let's go.
whoa, whoa.
When I wore that first suit, it was the best day in my life to put on the suit, to be that little boy again. And when I put that suit on, it was like a transformation. I don't know who I was, but I was doing things inside that suit I never would have done. Running up and down, screaming and howling, jumping and stuff. You know, just something about all the work and the spiritual journey that you take as you bead in the suit. Thinking about why they do this. Thinking about your ancestors. Thinking about all the strife and struggles that your ancestors went through and what happened on that transition from Africa to here, you know, and thinking about the Indians that gave them places of refuge and they ran away from it. So all that stuff goes in through your mind as you sew in this suit. It's really a spiritual journey. I'd say about 4 hours a night, an average of 4 hours a night for probably about 16 months. When I first got it, I thought it was just about putting the beads on the canvas and making it look like what it looked like, you know. And you know, some of the older fellas said, "No, you look all right, but you ain't got what everything, you know. You ain't tight." He burning the needle up here, up above, showing the sacred nature of that needle. We worship the needle. Kill them dead with needle and thread. Some people call like the shirt, call it the blouse. And I'm like, when the dude first said, you gotta put your blouse together. I said, man, women wear blouses, and yeah, guys don't wear blouses. I said, no, man, that's the Indian part of the Indian suit's a blouse. I said, all right. This suit is designed to tell the glory of Africa before the enslavement. All of the detail work that goes in any of these suits is my work. Because my daddy was a shoe repairman, and that's kind of what the natives had. It's something that comes from the animals. And so everything I do, I wanted to incorporate something that comes from an animal. I don't want to try to my best to use as little man-made objects as possible. Trying to be true to the glory. But messing with these feathers is also creative because you got to bend them and shape them and try and get them the way everything will flow the way you want it to flow. So it's all part of the game, you know, being able to put the whole. Favorite part is when it's finished and it's done, and you feel like you can put everything you wanted to put in the suit. I have never completed a suit before this year, and I'm hopeful that this year, at the end of the day, I can say that this is a fully completed suit. Everything that I wanted to go on it will make it on it. And this is my family crest. Even before I got involved in the Mardi Gras Indians, my family has strong ties and strong understanding of where we come from, and wanted to always understand that we come from Africa and that we are a tight family. 6 chains all interlocking, showing the close family unity between my daddy and his brothers, all circling the E for Edwards. A traditional African shield. We have the cowrie shells, coral, and the African warrior symbols of red, white, and black, and gold in the shield. And that's the colors of the suit. Suit of a warrior, an African warrior. And so you can't be Shango without the double-edged axe.
I'm the one they talk about.
Yes,
I
yes.
make the city man shout.
Yes.
Whoa,
Let's go.
whoa, whoa.
I tamed the lion. Right? Tame the lion. And I didn't want to hear him crying. You know, I let him know the Spyboy died from that 1.3, 13th ward, uptown. But I masked across the river with a 1.5 Algiers tribe, Mohawk hunters. We call it the Spyboy. It always goes back to Africa, and it's taking me there. You know, it's the vessel that's bringing all this energy into my life, and thinking about the old concepts of Africa, that village concept, taking care of each other, you know, and looking out for somebody else. Well, Spyboy is the man, the guy that's the first person out of the tribe. He's the leader of the tribe, even though he's not the chief. Spyboy's out in front looking to see if there's anybody out there, anything harm might come to the tribe. He shoots a signal back to the flag boy shoots a signal back to the chief, and they send the signals back up to the front. So you decide where to go. And the chief gives the direction. We're gonna go left, we're gonna go right, we're gonna go through the trouble. And sometimes, you know, Chief says, you know whom by, we're going through trouble. And then sometimes Chief says, you know what, it's a better decision today is to go around trouble, right? And Chief job is going to make sure everybody gets home safe.
Somebody say you were looking for me. Here I go. I'm Spyboy down, I'm in these streets, and I'm ready to go. I sparkle like lightning, roll like the thunder. I'm the one that's gonna put you under. I walk in the cemetery, go over tombstones, cause I'm killing them dead with the needle and thread. I swam through the mud, walked on the water, just to cross the Nile to slay the crocodile. A Spyboy down, I'm on the prowl, and that's just my style.
The Spyboy, the Spyboy, the Spyboy is on his way. The Spyboy, the Spyboy, the Spyboy is on his way. Come on. Hey, don't go nowhere. Spyboy on his way. Come on. Hey, don't go nowhere. Spyboy on his way.
Here I go.
Through mud, walked on water. Snatched a panther up, drank panther blood.
Here I go.
Came up from the river the river the Nile with a crocodile. And then said, there goes Spyboy crocodile. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen this year. Spyboy crocodile.